There's 2 points to power: yin and yang, push and pull, tui and la, give and take. What you could dish out and what you could take. There's 2 points of power: masculine and feminine energy. These are the strengths. When they showed like a man like experiencing period pains like cramps or childbirth by hooking them up to sensors and emitting electric shocks to disturb his nervous system to trigger the muscle cramps to give the experience of a similar pain level to that of pregnancy. The mother of my son, I watched her go through pregnancy without an epidural so that my son could like be born without being born underneath anesthetic or any drug. And I had a new respect for her. It's a certain, like, there's certain pains. Like, everybody talks about pain we could dish out, but you can't take it. Like, the male ego is so fragile, and it truly is. It's pampered and it's created. Like, from we're bred until we come into the world. Like, they tell you this is a man's world, and I'm a man. The male ego is so fragile. It's a fallacy. It's based on the phallus. It rises and it falls. And when it falls, we find enlightenment or post-nut clarity. The thing is, the feminine energy, the more I've been learning to master feminine energy, you're not going to be able, you're going to be in possible situations. You're going to be in situations to where you can't do much. On the board, the chess piece of the king symbolizes the sun. It only moves 1 degree each day. After the death of the sun, on the null day or winter solstice, it stays stagnant at 0 degrees and begins rising 1 degree. And then it lowers after the summer solstice until winter again and does the same cycle. And so this symbolizes on the chessboard the sun, the king, being one space moving, and the moon moving through 28 spaces a month, every space, every zodiac sign. It has every movement. And so it's understanding your power and not equal, not equality, but balance. Balance is different from equality. See, if everything in a pyramid, in your food pyramid was equal, you probably have high blood pressure and diabetes. The balance of it is you only need a little of this, but you may need a lot of that. Balance versus equality. You want balance and alignment. And so with the feminine energy, it's about receiving, receptivity. And so what do you do when you receive negative energy? And this is why we transmute using the earth, using water when we cleanse ourselves, when we bathe, using the earth to build and sustain and to eat and replenish and regenerate. We use feminine energy to attract, to manifest, and to replenish. And so the entire universe is feminine. God is referred to as he because it is a masculine element. However, God does not have a gender. And the first avatar was a female. And so the closest thing to God's image is a woman. One of the greatest martial arts in the world is Wing Chun, which was developed by a woman. And so when you learn different exercises and the way energy works, there's a power to reception. You can't control what you receive, but you can control what you put out. And so the feminine energy is crucial and imperative because you're going to go through things in life you didn't see coming, you didn't expect, you didn't manifest, you didn't want, but it happened. You experienced it. You have it. The opportunity is present. You're receiving it. Someone offers it to you. Someone forces it on you. What do you do with the energy? You have to transmute it. And this is where the feminine comes into play. If you watch Samurai Champloo, Mugen is the masculine element, the triangle, the rooster, the masculine triangle, the fire in the air, and you have Jin being the feminine element, the feminine triangle, the water and the earth. And so you watch how they battle and how they fight. Jin actually uses a kamikaze style and a sacrificial style to defeat one of the greatest samurai. He receives a blow, he takes a fall, and he lives to meet him for a second battle. And in the second battle, he opens himself up for an attack because there are no, this samurai is so experienced, there are literally no holes in his defense, just by muscle memory and experience and skill. And so he decides to open himself up to receive a blow only to make a critical blow. And so he survives the blow that he receives. He takes the fall, he takes that shot, he takes that L, he takes that bullet in order, he takes that loss in order to make the victory, the win. And so people are scared of, terrified by this style. Suicide bombing, kamikaze doing during the war with Japan. It's like, you want this so bad, you're willing to sacrifice yourself to achieve it. I don't want it that bad. In fact, I'm scared and I'd like to play it from a distance. I'd like to play it smart, but you're all in. You're balls to the wall. You don't care if you die. that scares certain people because they're not 100 in. They still got 1 foot out. And so this is the feminine energy. When everybody knows you don't mess with Mama Bear. Everybody knows it could be a fucking duck. It could be a duck. Like walk up on a mama duck and her swans. Walk up on a mama duck and her swans. You're gonna have a story to tell. When a mother defends, and this is the thing, a mother, she doesn't defend. She's